Hi, this is Mia. This is a check-in video on Saturday of Labor Day. So I'm just thinking about going to the food pantry. Let's see. Someone was talking about getting food from the food delivery pantries, which I thought that the ones that we went to had that. Let's see. I'm gonna go check something real fast. Is that the medicine I misplaced? Good grief. It says it's closed. Oh, open at 9. Hours might differ, so I don't know if they're actually going to be open this weekend. Usually they're... That's a great question. It doesn't say. Hold on, I'm going to check. Alright, so this is personal feelings that I personally don't want to go have my whole, neighborhood knowing my feelings. Yet I put this on YouTube, or at least film it, and expect to put it on YouTube and be completely, I guess, transparent and completely, how do you say, it's like vulnerable, yeah. It's like vulnerable in a good way, in a way, because it's like, it's my choice. It's not, so I had shared that, I had started getting texts a couple weeks ago after I chaired a 12-step meeting. And during the meeting on Zoom, the same person, I think, yeah, I think they did it privately. They typed in something about great or whatever. Maybe it wasn't private, doesn't matter. Nice, thanks for this. And I was like, alright. And a few minutes later, I have a job to go to. And I'm getting dressed or getting my bag or whatever ready to go to this job for my self-employment. And it ends up, I start getting texts from this person. And I'm like, oh. And they proceed to tell me something that I had told in confidence to somebody else a few days prior. And and then they're like nagging me about it. And I'm like, what in? So I had a red flag. And was it 2021? This person was supposed to be helping me. And I asked for this help for years. Just starting to keep it really anonymous. And everybody told me no. And this person's like, oh, I'll help you because I kept sharing it in the meeting. And I was disappointed in the meeting. I have never, when somebody asks me for help in these type of meetings, I have never said no. I usually don't get people asking me for help. So people have put the sign on my back that says, kick me, and it's like super glue. It's like this wheat won't come off. I gotta get that off. So this is kind of psychic well-being, and more or less I'm using that word because I'm thinking about the book called Psychic Self-Defense and Well-Being. So I'm crediting those people, and I don't know their name, I'm sorry, but this definition I don't have in front of me. So just the psychic well-being, or it's also sociological feeling. So I'm gonna rewind. So hang with me. This person who offered to help, one of the first conversations, they're blabbing about someone else, his family and their situation. And I'm like, red flag, red flag, red flag, very first time. But I'm like, desperation. I've been asking for this for years. If you're looking for a house like me since the 1990s or whatever, I guess you could continue for 20, 30, 40 years of your life and have every opportunity to be a red flag. But what happens if you go to the red flag? Catastrophe. Fire, I don't know. The earth swallows it, a flood, would you be better? Anyone that's bragging about their house that they just refinance for another 30 years, and they're in their 60s. Good for them that they're going to pay their house off by the time they're 90. But I had to remember that they're bragging and I'm renting. I'm envious of them, but we default on either payments, or they default on their taxes, and it's so I had to remember. I told myself to take care of the home like it's my own. Anyways, I gotta go. I want to say, yeah, there's these red flags, and I continued, and I almost want to say chipped away. I wanted to chip away my anxiety with dealing with other people and their perceived, it's not even an aura, it's their fake aura, it's their pretense. I don't know if that's the right word either. A pillar in the community, a pillar at the church, a pillar, fill in the blank. Their bank accounts. Markets are being closed for Labor Day weekend, by the way, or for Labor Day, Monday. Anyway, it's a different story. But you could see the truth. If you watch the movie Left Behind, it's a spoiler. The first people got sucked up and disappeared in the children, and then the second set of people that came to believe could see through that Antichrist, and the people that didn't were brainwashed. When I became a raw foodist, when I started the raw food journey consciously in 2004, I had done a lot of diet change since the 90s, okay? Since the 80s, I started my diet journey with listening to what my third and fourth grade teacher, Mr. Ross, was saying about food like liver having toxins in it, and then my mom stopped making me eat liver. I probably got more anemic after that, but still. There's something, I don't want to say magical, there's something that could be, it's a blessing and a curse. The feelings of what are became more real. What is the term that humans use when they got put blinders on to the state of what's going on, say everything's fine, the grocery stores aren't empty, the prices people are still walking out with cartfuls of food, some of them aren't paying, but cartfuls of food. What is it? What is it? What is that clarity? What is that detoxing your mind, your body, and your soul? I had more than one program I was working. I didn't get help from any doctors. I didn't get help from counseling. I didn't get help from, I feel like a lot, I didn't get help from any organization, church, or 12-step meeting, or the people in there that are put in a personal position, say a sponsor or a pastor or a woman's group leader, none of those people. If anything, those people drove me to believing how corrupt society is because you like that lady's look. You like that lady's pocketbook. You like that she's going to be like, I'm an educated woman and I have a nice house in the burbs. And what are you, trashy homeless person? Like, that's an attitude. And people go, no. Get that lady off the stage and go freaking feed some hungry people. And this is not time. We don't have time for this. We don't have time this is not a beauty pageant. You want to be in a beauty pageant? Go. Why does life have to be a beauty pageant? So life is a beauty pageant. I was reading books about business and shoestring and startups and people. Most of them found another partner or someone to work with them, which I don't have. I was reading stories of women who were in corporate, this has been business related, but corporate employment, that they had to have a certain look to even get a position in that organization. It wasn't about their grades or their achievements, it was their look. Women had to get certain surgical procedures done. They said, if I didn't get this done, if I didn't have the beautician do this and the surgeon do that and the lipo person do this, I would never be able to go towards my dreams. I told myself that I didn't see people that look like me in magazines and in beauty, and that I was going to go represent a new look. I got shot down left and right as a kid. I had letters from modeling agencies like, nope, kid, you don't have it. You don't have what it takes, and you'll never have what it takes. Which is a David something modeling, all these different things from the 90s that were in the back of the 17 magazine. And when I'm around people that say that I'm closed-minded, but they can't see the programming that they have based on your privilege, the people with your privilege are the ones that made up the societal rules. I go to a powwow, and people are hand making the traditional style. I don't want to say costumes, it's traditional style clothing. They're not wearing that clothing. That's why I call it kind of costume, because they're not wearing that program or that clothing, whether or not their ancestors wore that clothing in the past. The people are. We studied it a lot with my kids in their history-based learning school, and not studying something written by the oppressors is one thing you can get in a school book, but also having lived in a clean and sober housing community where there was about 3 of us. I want to say at least 2 of us. Yeah, I think there was 3 of us in that complex that were not indigenous. And the other people were tribal members, right? From different tribes across the country, mostly in Oregon and Warm Springs, Oregon, and I don't know where in Montana, right? It's a whole other story. But the people weren't wearing what their people wanted to wear. The people were wearing blue jeans and t-shirts. Why? Because that's what you get in the store. Why? Because you're not going to get a job if you're wearing a grass skirt or a jingle dress. I mean, you might nowadays, some places, maybe, but they're going to have you wear a suit and tie. You're going to go to Asia, you're going to go to Africa, and your professors in the college is going to be wearing a suit and tie. They might be wearing different kind of shoes for the warm climate, flip-flops, or sandals, leather sandals, right? But why did every indigenous tribe have to convert to what the Europeans said? Because those people made the rules, and they said if you don't, they're still taking out BIPOC kids away for no reason. We're going to take away your kids, we're going to burn down your house, we're going to kill the men, and we're going to sexually assault the women. Like, Christians, Crusades, people. Anyways, that's a different story. So when I'm walking down the street yesterday, I had told more than one person, there's a group of people. It's almost like the Lost Boys. There's a lead vampire, then there's a second lead, and then everyone else is a follower, right? Those people have made it so we don't get along for within 2 hours to 24, or usually within 12 hours of just passing through their toxic breath and their eyes. Me and my partner get in an argument I feel bad about. myself being fat, old, short, gray hair that doesn't grow, that just breaks off. Raw food, drinking water all day. For dinner, I had like a 3/4 a tablespoon of seeds and a little tiny bit of nut butter with a splash of olive oil, so the nut butter wasn't so it was like hard, no salt. I had a tea with I put some dill and some nutritional yeast. I had some unsweetened diet slim tea that I had found going through all my food supplies, and then I had 3, they weren't even good, frozen, finally thawed strawberries. So some people are like, you eat too much, your calorie intake is too high. Other people are like, you eat too little, you're in starvation mode. I'm 40-something, almost 46 years old. I've been on every extreme. So I had a midlife crisis yesterday because in general, people will say, oh, your natural beauty, oh, your natural hair, oh, your skin, your eyelashes are pretty. People tell me that when I quit smoking. Oh, your eyelashes are beautiful. My mom was jealous of my eyebrows. She penciled hers in, or she didn't have a pencil thing, she had a little thing. I don't know what she used, a brush thingy. And smile, make the room glow, or the room light up when I smile. Lipstick. I have a lot of allergies to stuff. Last time I had used the lipstick, Part B, my lips turned all black. Like, can you imagine walking around trying to be beautiful and all of a sudden you get these black, crusty lips? What did they put in us? I should have reported. I should have reported. I didn't care about myself as much as I was so busy giving my energy to everybody else, whether that's my kids or the jobs or the school, low-paying jobs especially. It's kind of funny. I never had a high-paying job, but you work your butt off and you get a base, plus you get more on top of it. As long as you're not scamming people, I don't even know what that would feel like. It's like doing service and not ever getting tips. But other people have light hair, light skin, light eyes, and they get tips. They just throw the food on the table and be like, get out of here, I'm busy. It's like, or they'll be out in the parking lot smoking, staring down the customers, and then like watching them stand at the counter and they're not doing service. Like, I'm busy, see? You can wait. Person threw down a $10 tip. Like, how do you get tips like that? Like, hello, sir. How may I help you? Would you like some extra this? Oh, yeah. You want a discount? Sure. No tip? I gave you an $18 discount. And you begged me for free ranch that I had to pay for 75 cents out of my own pocket. So it gets inventoried. Oh my, you can't even give me $1. You can't even give me 50 cents. God. Sometimes 50 cents in the olden days was enough gas money to get you to work, at least, maybe not home. If you're only driving like 4 miles, right? I think it's more than that actually, but there was a time, yeah. Stuff adds up. So I've been in the crowd of wanting to change things and thinking I get around with awoken individuals that will. I said I would be beautiful from the inside out, but the bitterness that I'm ingesting like a cloud of toxic hate and oppression and privileged ideas that don't match my belief system, using people, keeping people distant, people being scared when I come into their church and they're giving me dirty looks. I'm a doctor. I came here and sacrificed everything that I had for some family members and to be a doctor. Then I found out there was another doctor with the same title as me here, so they got all the patients. But I came here and sacrificed, not because I wanted to live here, not because I thought it was pretty, not because I had found a house, nothing selfish, because I was pouring my heart out. And I don't have much love in heart because I haven't been given that when I was growing up. It's more of a scientific love and care for. It's a lot of empathetic. Oh my God, these people. I know how it feels not to get their proper health care, not to be listened to. I want to give. Oh, they can't pay me. They don't want to pay me too bad. I'll do it free. Not anymore. It's two extremes. I need to be in the middle. I'm too giving. So this too giving makes you vulnerable. Makes me vulnerable. It puts me in that pressure. Oh, black people should be living in row houses in Baltimore. They should be in Detroit. They should be on welfare, a whole bunch of kids with different dads on Section 8 housing, and they should be on the transit, on the bus, welfare, food stamps, eating ramen every day, with their hair up in rollers, all nappy, thinking they're going to go to church when they spend their leave. You know what people are saying. There's worse things I'm finding out that people are saying. Every day I live has worse things. So I look at the watch yesterday when this person gives me the stink eye. And actually, I'd forgotten about it, but I went into a pit of funk about my weight. Like, this obese. I'm obese. I'm eating raw food. I'm drinking raw green juices. I don't even like the taste. I'm drinking water. I'm drinking so much water. I'm taking supplements to try to detox and cleanse again now that I have. My other job, they built the bathrooms for all the men. I didn't have bathrooms to use at my jobs. I bet they gave the bathrooms to the other department. The guys that got paid more than me. The guys that used to outhouse. Like, it's easier for a man. Flies flying up my, Come on. The truth. The truth. So I like making stuff. I like being a brainiac. I like figuring out the stock market and figuring out how to survive medical school. I like going out hiking and camping and fishing. I like going out on holidays, but I don't do any of the hobbies except for the ones inside the house. I like preparing. I like being able to hustle and earn money, but I rather have the hustle be done. The education and everything that I did in school, even the new midwifery license that I have, I want it to be like, you did the work, now reap the benefits. I'm ready for that. So I told you there's two extremes. There's the oppression. We want to put you in that hole where you're wealthy. I could own the biggest house in town and be having investments with the billionaire that's buying up all the buildings, and they could be angel investors, and my company could be worldwide, and I could be walking around modestly dressed, with a modest vehicle, and people will still be like, oh, I bet she lives in. All these white people told me to go down the street to these welfare apartments. I didn't ask for welfare apartments. Plus, they weren't taking any applications. I said, our rental is being sold. We need someone with an opening. We didn't tell them we had a price range. They don't know my income. Someone gave me this stupid gift card in fact, we're going to throw this away. Where is that gift card at? Somebody gave us this stupid gift card. Two of them, like two $10 cards or something. I felt like an idiot. I think they gave us like two $50 or something. I felt like an idiot because I'm sitting here wanting to be dressed nice as a doctor, carrying my medical equipment, doing my professional stuff. But I don't want them to think I swindled them. I didn't ask for this. I said we didn't have food. I was in a COVID shutdown, my clinic, all this crazy stuff, and I mentioned something about not having food. I was hungry. I shouldn't have said anything. I was waiting for my unemployment to come in for my self-employment. And everything fell apart when I opened my business here, March 2020, as a medical provider. I didn't know what the heck to do. Nobody did. The shutdown orders. All our dentist appointments and eye appointments, everything got canceled for a really long time. So I'm like, and I was scrambling looking for work because it took me 6 months to get that medical license. So our rent went up, almost doubled, and I don't know if that's my partner or not. So build up your psychic self-defense. Do mind exercises like you do martial arts, sparring and exercise and fitness. Don't let these people. Who is that superhero woman, that bad guy that she breathed on people and she sucked to life and they're just like the skin on the sidewalk? That's what I let this lady do. And I know for sure that she's looking, these people, it was just women, but men and women are looking at me. I came out here 50 pounds lighter. They're looking at me, they're looking at my boyfriend, and they're like, nope. They're gonna be putting their legs all out, hiking up their skirts around it. Like, no, you don't want that. You want me right in front of me. It doesn't matter if it's in front of me or when he is going outside and they're flirting with him because they don't see me around the corner. I was scared because men can get reeled in by that sexual energy. The seduction. They're doing it every day to my boyfriend. And he's telling me that I'm the beautiful one and that I'm the one he loves. But these people, sometimes man needs to be like, get out of my face, woman. Leave my partner alone. Leave me alone. When did men... It's one thing, you're not abusing a woman, but when she is directly harming you and your family members, you need to say something. Just like if someone was out keying your car, man or woman, you don't have to put hands on someone, you don't have to yell, but you could say, get away from my car now. I'm calling the police and taking your picture. Like, when did men lose the balls to stand up for their family, for their loved ones? Just watch the stupid superhero movies where the women fight each other and the men are like, yeah, chick fight. That's what they want. They think it's cute. Let them fight over me. I don't think it's cute. It's destroying my life. So my midlife crisis made me gulp sometime around midnight that this 46 years old was literally the middle of my life. And that may or may not be true. Let's see. 92 years old would be my death time, right before my 93rd birthday. If that was true, I felt something in my heart tell me that was a literal midlife breaking point. That I went up in life and now I'm going down the hill. I felt it. I don't want to speak that into existence. I could die right now. I could die at 100. But something told me. And every time these people pick at me, it makes a little bit of me die. It makes all of me feel like unwelcome in this world, where people originated from Africa, with my ancestors. I'm also part Irish, guys, and my grandma's side also has a bunch of white ancestors. I assume that those light-skinned women were house slaves prior to my grandma when slavery. I have a feeling that they were house slaves and that they were definitely having babies from the slave masters. You look at my grandmother's features and her sisters. They're not African features. Her hair is not as nappy as mine. Even my skin is way darker than my mom's and her side of the family because of my dad's side, right? What are you gonna do, guys? Look for a toxic situation, a relative, somebody in your group, class, at work, in a HOA, in a neighborhood, in a, let's say, church, in any kind of organization, walking up and down the street. So what do you do when your friends say, oh, we love you for who you are. Oh, you look cute in that outfit for a fat person. That's rude. What do you do when your loved ones say, oh, we don't like all this makeup and fake hair and breast implants, but they gawk at those exact people? And you're talking to them, you could be like, I just found out from my doctor that I have breast cancer. And they're gawking at, and they don't hear you because you're not important to them at that time. And that's not a one-time event. There's a group of giggling girls going into Target the other day, and most of them had long blonde hair. They almost looked like sisters, but they could have just been friends. And I was like, there's no reason to even talk about what I need to do that's important today, because nobody around me is paying attention to me because they're paying attention to them. How do I know? Because I'm almost 46 and it's happened every day of my life. At least around certain people, I should say. There's some people that aren't that closed-minded and programmed. So don't tell me that I'm not woke, and don't tell me that I don't understand psychology and sociology, and don't tell me that I'm closed-minded when I've allowed myself to find beauty from actions and beauty from somebody's heart and somebody's caring nature. Not in somebody's wrinkles or sexy legs that they spent $1,000 a summer at the tanner to get. Come on. That to me is closed-minded. Have fun. I had fun doing my hair and makeup. Have fun with the look. Have fun going out and saying, I'm going to go to the club and I'm going to have fun. I'm going to dress in my club clothes and I'm just going to let loose all the stress of school and work and your kids or whatever, your parents. Let loose and be festive. But if you're going to tell your lover that that's not the look you're looking for, but you gawk because you say, oh, I'm a man. Who wrote that in the psychology book? Another man of your race. I told a healthcare provider that I was disappointed because some of the guys at work were saying that the beautiful women there were getting whatever job they want, wherever they want. And the person that was a white male said, oh yeah, don't worry about those blonde hair, blue-eyed girls. I never said what they look like. The women that they were talking about were heavy, thick, black women with dark hair and dark skin and dark eyes. 200-something pounds, voluptuous, happy, just like I didn't say it. So that made me sink even lower that you have a beauty standard. And I bet you your spouse and your kids look like what you think. We are patting ourselves on the back because we got our kids that blonde hair, blue eye. And you don't. That's why we have professionalism, money, and the same person telling me I can't have a business, I can't live in a tiny house, I can't do this, and I can't do that, and I better go get a job somewhere, like these people at the grocery store, McDonald's. Yeah, give me a job there as a corporate wellness professional. Peace, guys.